And good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Monday, July 11th, 2022. There is really nothing to be adding to the big picture over what I presented on last night's update. Everything remains in continuance in terms of no decisions have been made as far as direction goes, even though the market did move lower and is basically hanging on to unchanged right now. So let's dive in. I'm going on the premise that I continue to run two preferred counts in parallel with each other. The first is that this would be minor wave one, and we're in a minor wave two. I flipped to this preferred count two, which shows that minor wave three completed at 36.39, with the market in a minor fourth wave bounce or counter trend bounce, with a minor fifth wave down yet to come, but that would produce a fairly solid low in terms that it would complete the intermediate C wave and in turn the primary A wave and set the stage for a primary degree B wave. And more on that when and if we get there and what is coming next, all will be revealed. But that is my expectation with this particular count. Now we need to just hang tight, but continue to play it as it is being given. So right now, today's trading, while slow and definitively summertime mode, there were some moves that weren't extremely profitable, but they were nicely profitable, and the ability to earn some money today did come in. Hanging on to it was another story. So you could earn, and then you gave back, and then you had to re-earn. So just how much you decided you wanted to trade became more important. If you made some good money in the beginning of the session, you likely took the balance of the day off. So it was summer and it was slow. Now, what does that do for the counts? Nothing. This particular count is still the one that for upside. So let's take a look on the hourly and see if we can make sense of all of what is happening. If I'm counting this as an ABC structure to complete a minor fourth wave, then we have wave A is in, wave B is in, and now we're in the C wave. All C waves are five-wave affairs. This one is no different, other than this five-wave affair is ugly, start, stop, overdue, everything that you could think of is taking place right here. And yet, we don't have a definitive answer as to whether it's going to hightail it up and somehow get itself back towards 4,000 with the ultimate goal of 4,050, or it's going to trip, fall, knock its head as it tumbles past the 200-day or the 200 hourly 200 EMA and the hourly 200 SMA. Start heading for 37.47, start heading for 37.41, and eventually get down here and break 36.39. Now, if it does that, then wave five is in, and this becomes what I will explain in a moment. If, though, this level holds, this 200 holds, which has been challenged, it has been challenged getting to 38.50. This wave is actually coming in a little bit, or that move is coming in a little bit above 38.50. But on a, let me get bigger. It's going to be right here. No, here. It's 38.42. So 38.50 all the way up past all this. Let me go back out. So what I wanted to do is go in and check to see where, because we're counting this against these waves. And wave one right here Actually, that's just the extreme. If I take it to the close is 38.49. It came that close. As long as that stays intact and actually being as sloppy as it is, I actually would let it break and still leave open that potential that it could pop. But that starts to put some nails in the lid there on a break below, and then a break and a continuance. There's only so far that it goes before it's like, no, it's done. And this ended in a failure by not taking out that high. And so we revert to the downside scenario, which does nothing more than just put us back into that minor wave 5 to the downside. Finish with minor 4, even if it's here. It's just a failure. I will put the C wave there. I'll discuss failures, what it implies, what it suggests. We will see it on what it implies. It implies weakness in the market, period. And that weakness would be evident because we'll be selling off. So that's what it suggests. But the next move would be the minor 5th wave down. So it should easily drop below 3,700, below 3,800, below 3,741, below 3,639, and on down. A new low below 3,639 would be required from the wave, from a 5th wave, unless we end in a 5th wave failure. But I've not seen a 4th wave failure followed by a 5th wave failure, followed by, something that it wouldn't be. So once the downside begins, I am looking for it to break there. I'm looking for it to actually find its support at the 0.382 level, and that's of the entire cycle 5th wave. That's where I'm looking for 382 to come in on that level and hold the intermediate C wave, primary A wave, setting the stage for a B wave. So what do we got going on for tomorrow? Let's take it back to the hourly. We're leaving open. Right now, the 200 EMA and the 200 SMA are holding and have gone flat. So I would anticipate that if we get a strong enough break, then it's kind of giving us a strong message, and I'll be looking for shorts. So in other words, my trading, I will stop looking for a stronger upside move and start looking for those stronger moves to come from the downside. So I'm looking for better shorting opportunities. So that's how I would, if I see the market tell me, that's where I'm going to be approaching from. I will stop looking for upside trades and look for downside in terms of upside taking trend and moving, because that's what it would have to do from this level. Still, if it wants to turn, it turns and it starts buying, and they don't stop. They're ever so slightly trying to get it higher right now. And that's a good thing, because that leaves open this door, and it's got a lot of work to do. It needs to come above. These are the hourlies. Right now it's pressing against the hourly 4. Then there's the hourly 8. Then there's the hourly 20. Then there's the hourly 50, all of which, by the way, if you notice, are pointing down. So what's holding it up are these two, and they could have the strength, and it turns everything back around. If it moves quick enough, the 4, the 8, we'll go back above the 20 go back above the 50, and it will get it going. But it has to go. It has to move. It can't sit and dawdle. That'll just put these flat, and that's telling us nothing. So understand what these moving averages are really beginning to tell us. When they're flat at this long of a length, a period, a 200 period, then flat is like nothing. It's flat. It's support. Break, further support, further support. So it's got 3 levels of support to get through to show that it intends on going down. That means an increase in volume, and something will kick it. So it won't just, it shouldn't, in my mind, come all by itself. It should have some type of a reason sitting behind it. That could come. Tomorrow, no real big numbers. Again, remember, we have 4 inflation defining, inflation insight into numbers coming out this week. On Wednesday, we have CPI. On Thursday, we have jobless claims and PPI. And on Friday, we have retail sales. All will be showing us the effect of inflation on a consumer level, producer level, the jobless claims, and on the retail sales. Those numbers can upset the apple cart and drive this market lower. Now, again, if we turn, folks, if we turn and we get confirmation that we're going, then again, I am looking for a new low below 36.39. These should break pretty easily. Whatever happens, it should drive the market just lower and everybody's getting out because they're going to realize this isn't going to happen. I don't need those positions. Preparing for a downside. They may not be ready for these breaks below, but we'll see. A lot of people are looking at 3,500 as being support, but I think that it still could. It still could, but the only last thing that I can enter, and I will do that right now. These are only going to be an estimate, and that would be wave 5. I'm going to put it out here. I'm going to say if it can get up to 39.75, you're going to see, boom, 32.25, 31.04. There's the ticket, boom. But that's off of 39.76. So let me activate that and bring that down to this high at 39.22, I think it was. Yeah. It's 34, can't have it. Come on. 27, I'll take it. So it's good a little bit higher, but this will work. So right now we're above. So 32, but still that same 382. And it comes in at 0.786. That wave 5 would be 0.786 of wave 3. And that lines up at 32.23. And then the 100% is 3,047. That's all possible. If these levels are, this would be possible if we don't get above and closer to 4,000. The first one that I showed you is nothing more than just taking this up to this other moving average. And you can see it's basically the same, 32.25 to 31.03. All right, so that's the downside. We have the upside. Both are in place. Both are waiting. The market's slow. Pay attention to your moving averages. Have a great trading day tomorrow. Next update will be on Tuesday, July the 12th.